The world of Kepler 22b is full of strange predators, colossal megafauna, and mysterious bioluminescent plants. But not everything here is dangerous. Some creatures were shaped not by fear, not by conflict, but by something gentler, softer, and infinitely more unexpected. A round creature waddles out, no bigger than a human hand, covered in soft pastel quills, tiny ears twitching, big shimmering eyes reflecting the alien sky. This is the Fizz Hedgehog, a creature known not for claws, not for armor, but for happiness. Because when a Fizz Hedgehog feels joy, when it is excited, delighted, or overwhelmed with affection, it releases a cloud of harmless, sparkling mist that explodes into the air like glittering fireworks. The meadow lights up in 1,000 drifting specks of gold, pink, and blue. A celebration, a communication, a living burst of joy. Tonight we explored these enchanting animals, their lives, their enemies, their emotions, and the mysteries behind their magical sparkling mist. Because sometimes, on a distant alien world, the most extraordinary thing is the simplest expression of happiness.
Kepler 22b's twilight meadows stretch across thousands of kilometers, a vast rolling landscape glowing softly beneath twin moons. The air here is thick with floating spores, slowly drifting like dandelion seeds made of light. The grass grows in shimmering hues from mint green to lilac, its blades embedded with tiny luminescent particles. At night, the entire ecosystem glows faintly, not bright enough to illuminate, but enough to paint the world in watercolor light. The ground is springy, rich with sponge-like moss. Every step leaves temporary footprints that fade within seconds. This biome is quiet, peaceful, designed by evolution to be gentle and lush, and that makes it the perfect home for the tiny, delicate Fizz Hedgehogs. Unlike other regions of Kepler 22b, the crushing rift valleys, the storm-drenched iron woods, the predatory crystal marsh, the twilight meadows are almost paradise. Predators exist, but far fewer. Food is abundant. Climate is mild. Fizz hedgehogs thrive here. They are everywhere, nestled inside hollowed reeds, bouncing across grass pads, sleeping inside glowing mushroom clusters. Their sparkling mist drifts across the meadows, adding to the natural luminescence of the ecosystem. The meadow is not just their home, it is their canvas. Their personality shapes the landscape itself.
A tiny nose pokes through soft moss, then a pair of shimmering eyes, then finally a round pastel-quilled body emerges. A Fizz Hedgehog! Only 8 to 12 centimeters long, these creatures are living plush toys shaped by gentle evolution. Key features: pastel quills. Soft, flexible, never sharp. Usually in colors like pale rose, sky blue, mint green, lavender, muted yellow. The quills ripple when the hedgehog feels emotion. Sparkle glands! Tiny pores between quills store a harmless biochemical mist. When happy or excited, they eject the mist, creating a burst of drifting sparkles. Big emotion eyes. Large, liquid, expressive. Tumble feet. Short, rounded limbs, ideal for bouncing and rolling. Bubble nose. A small, soft nose that wiggles constantly to smell pheromone trails left by other hedgehogs. Fizz hedgehogs communicate with chirps, peeps, squeaks, rhythmic quill vibrations, and of course, sparkle clouds. Their entire language is built on light and sound. A single Fizz hedgehog is adorable, but dozens together? It becomes a light show. Fizz Hedgehog's famous sparkle mist is one of the most fascinating biological features on Kepler 22b. Let's break it down. 1. The sparkle glands, lumen pores. Fizz hedgehogs have thousands of microscopic pores between their quills. Each pore produces tiny droplets of bioluminescent proteins, harmless reflective crystals, micropollen from their diet, and scented pheromones. When expelled, the droplets break apart into fine glitter-like particles. 2. Emotional triggering. Unlike most animals, Fizz hedgehogs don't release chemicals out of fear. They release mist when they feel joy, comfort, affection, excitement, playful energy. The happier they are, the bigger the sparkle explosion. Some hedgehogs can produce mist clouds the size of basketballs. 3. Why evolve sparkles? 3 likely evolutionary reasons. A. Mating displays. Females prefer males with bright, slow-falling sparkles. Sparkle density equals health and fertility. B. Social bonding. Hedgehogs synchronize sparkle bursts to reinforce family ties. C. Environmental symbiosis. The sparkles act as fertilizer for glowgrass, stimulating plant bioluminescence. Fizz hedgehogs literally brighten their environment. 4. The mist itself. The sparkles are non-toxic, non-sticky, biodegradable, lightly scented with sweet fruit notes. Humans would find the scent similar to strawberries and citrus. The particles drift for several minutes, creating a soft glitter fog that glows faintly in moonlight. 5. Sparkle storms. When an entire colony becomes excited, especially during feeding time or seasonal celebrations, they release mist simultaneously. The result is a sparkle storm. Imagine thousands of drifting glitter flakes, rainbow sparkles in the air, chirping hedgehogs bouncing everywhere, pulses of bioluminescent fog rolling over the meadow. It is one of the most magical sights ever recorded on Kepler 22b. Fizz hedgehogs are social creatures. They live in clutters of 10 to 80 members. These communities build nests inside, hollow glow stalks, soft moss domes, under luminous mushroom caps, old burrows left by fluff-tailed tanukis. Each clutter has elders, largest, wisest hedgehogs with softer quills, nursers, adults who care for babies, foragers, responsible for collecting food, watchers, tiny but brave hedgehogs who warn of predators with bright yellow sparkle bursts. Fizz communication rituals. 1. Sparkle waves. One hedgehog sparkles, others respond, creating a wave across the clutter. 2. Quill vibrations. Low hums mean calm, high chirps mean excitement. 3. Nose boops, their favorite greeting. 4. Rolling games. Fizz hedgehogs love to roll into each other like fuzzy bowling balls. 5. Lumen songs. Synchronized chirping that forms harmonic echoes across the meadow. Their culture is full of joy, softness, and emotional transparency.
Fizz hedgehogs are omnivores with a sweet tooth. They eat glowberries, sparkle fruit, silvergrass seeds, pollen sponges, glow beetles, nectar pearls. During feeding time, their quills vibrate softly and tiny sparkles leak out unintentionally. Fizz hedgehogs also love sunbasking. They lie on their backs in warm patches of grass and wiggle their feet in delight. Quill combing. They clean each other's quills by licking and removing stuck pollen. Rolling trails. They slide down moss slopes like fuzzy sleds. Puddle splashing. They adore water, especially when it lights up with sparkles after they jump in. Life for a Fizz Hedgehog is full of little joys.
Even joyful creatures have enemies. Fizz hedgehogs, despite their gentle nature, must avoid several predators. 1. The moon-glide owl. Silent, silver-feathered hunter that can follow sparkle trails at night. Fizz defense. Explosive, bright white sparkle burst, which blinds the owl's night vision. 2. The glitter serpent. A shimmering snake that eats sparkles, literally attracted to bioluminescent particles. Fizz defense. They roll rapidly, scattering sparkles in chaotic patterns to confuse the serpent's targeting sense. 3. Flicker fang lizard. Fast, colorful, hunts by sound. Fizz defense. Soft, low vibrations through quills to imitate grass pillows, not prey. 4. Fluff tail tanuki. Mischievous, not dangerous. Steals food. Fizz hedgehogs tolerate them. Fizz reaction, annoyed sparkles. And 5. The sparkle eater fungus. Not a predator, but a parasitic fungus that feeds on their mist. Fizz defense, avoid fungal groves, and sneeze sparkles to push spores away. Love, in the world of Fizz hedgehogs, is a festival of color. When mating season arrives, the twilight meadows transform completely. The grass glows brighter, the spores drift slower, and the hedgehogs begin their ancient traditions, the sparkle dances. The male display, the rising star. A male Fizz hedgehog approaches a female with slow, exaggerated steps. He raises his quills and begins vibrating them gently. Soft, glowing particles drift upward. The mist swirls around him, forming a small halo of shimmering light. The female watches, judges, decides. She wants a male who can create steady mist release, long-lasting sparkles, colorful swirling patterns, pleasant floral scent. Some males release sparkling mist that forms little spirals. Others produce mist that falls like snow. The rarest males create aurora bursts, sparkles that spread like tiny ribbons across the air. The female response, the heart bloom. If she likes him, she responds by puffing out her chest and releasing a gentle pink cloud. Pink is the color of acceptance. If she sparkles twice in succession, that means she chooses him as a partner. If she sparkles 3 times, the entire clutter begins cheering. The couples dance, the double glow. Male and females circle each other, releasing synchronized bursts of mist that trail like twin comets. When 2 spark clouds mix, they form shimmering shapes based on airflow. Spiraling hearts, glowing rings, drifting ribbons, cascading waterfalls. These dances can last hours. To the rest of the meadow, it is a living celebration of love. Fizz hedgehog babies, called fizzlets, are among the most adorable creatures ever documented in extraterrestrial biology. They hatch from soft shell eggs kept warm inside moss nests. Fizzlets are marble-sized, covered in fuzzy down, not quills, constantly chirping, extremely curious, and most importantly, they release microsparkles even though they haven't learned emotions yet. Baby spark behavior. Fizzlets sparkle by accident. When surprised, when hungry, when cold, when their siblings roll over them, when they sneeze. A sneeze from a newborn fizzlet produces a tiny puff of silver glitter no larger than a coin. Adults often gather to watch because it is impossibly charming. The Fizzlet Nursery. Clutters form communal nurseries. Inside hollow glow stalks, fizzlets crawl around in warm, soft light. Nursers bring them warm nectar pearls, crushed glowberries, soft pollen cakes. As they grow, their quills harden into pastel shades. At 3 weeks old, they learn to roll. At 6 weeks, they join the clutter's games. At 8 weeks, they learn synchronized sparkle songs. Fizzlets are raised collectively with enormous affection.
What makes Fizz Hedgehogs so extraordinary is not their appearance, it's their emotions. They are one of the very few alien species to express joy, pride, affection, sympathy, playful teasing, comfort behavior, social bonding. These emotions are visible through their sparkles. 1. Joy sparkles. Bright, colorful, and abundant, released during games, food gathering, and cuddling. 2. Comfort sparkles. Slow falling blue mist used to soothe injured hedgehogs. 3. Apology sparkles. A rare pale yellow puff released after a hedgehog accidentally bumps another. 4. Celebration sparkles. Mass synchrony bursts during clutter reunions. 5. Warning sparkles. Sharp, fast flickers that resemble fireflies, used when predators approach. 6. Friendship sparkles. 2 hedgehogs touching noses while releasing faint glowing mist together. Fizz hedgehogs are emotional storytellers. They communicate their inner lives through light. Every year, Fizz hedgehogs perform the luminous migration. Thousands of clutters travel across the twilight meadows toward the ancient sparkle groves, vast forests of glowing crystalline plants. This journey takes nearly 2 weeks. The migration trail. The path is enchanting. Glowing grass, shimmering pollen clouds, rivers sparkling with drift mist, star-like spores twinkling between trees. But it is also dangerous. Predators follow the migration, attracted by sparkle trails. Fizz hedgehogs defend themselves by forming rolling shields. Dozens of hedgehogs curled into balls, rolling together in a single direction to confuse enemies. The arrival, sparkle groves. The groves are breathtaking. Crystalline stalks glow from within, like enormous lanterns. When hedgehogs enter the forest, the crystals amplify their sparkle mist. A single Fizz hedgehog becomes a living firework. A clutter becomes a kaleidoscope. Thousands? A cosmic light show. A nebula at ground level. The Great Sparkle Festival. Once a year, all hedgehogs gather for one massive celebration. They roll, dance, chirp, and release synchronized sparkles that drift upwards like rising galaxies. This ritual strengthens genetics, culture, and interclutter bonds. Evolution turned migration into a celebration of life.
Luma is a young female Fizz hedgehog. Adventurous, nervous, bright lavender quills. Her sparkles smell faintly of oranges. Tonight is her first migration. The journey begins. Luma nervously follows her clutter. She sparkles every few minutes, tiny anxious puffs. She tries to hide behind her older sister, Pip, who sparkles confidently with bold pink bursts. Luma wants to be brave, but everything is new. The first predator. A moonglide owl swoops silently overhead. Luma freezes. Her quills vibrate too fast. A burst, bright yellow, startles the owl and alerts the watchers. The clutter performs a defensive role. The owl retreats. Luma saved them by accident. Pip nuzzles her. Luma sparkles gently. Her first comfort sparkle. The Crystal River. Hedgehogs must cross a stream that glitters with bioluminescent algae. Luma hesitates. She is small. Two adults lift her gently and pass her across like a precious pearl. She sparkles bright blue, the color of gratitude. The final night, the groves. As they enter the sparkle groves, Luma is overwhelmed. Her sparkles amplify into enormous drifting clouds. She panics, believing she is malfunctioning. But the clutter gathers around her. They chirp softly, explain the phenomenon. Luma sparkles become a slow, floating lavender mist that glows brighter than all others around her. Her first true joy bloom. The groves shimmer like constellations, and Luma stands at the center, like a small star.
Once every 5 years, during the twin moon solstice, Fizz Hedgehogs experience their most powerful instinctive behavior. It is called the Great Sparkle Storm. The buildup. The moons align overhead, one pale violet, one deep indigo. Their combined gravity causes spores and mist to rise in slow spirals. Fizz Hedgehogs begin vibrating in unison. Their quills glow, their pores warm, their hearts synchronize. The air crackles with anticipation. Luma stands beside Pip, quivering with excitement. The storm begins. A single hedgehog, the elder of elders, releases a gigantic burst of white gold mist. Then another, then the next, and then every hedgehog in the meadow joins. Thousands of sparkling clouds detonate upward. Mist swirls into massive luminous funnels. The spores ignite into shimmering halos. Particle waves drift like tides. It looks like the ground is releasing stars. The sky becomes an ocean of light. Luma's moment. Luma breathes deeply and releases her own burst. Lavender sparkles erupt, amplified by the crystal groves. Her cloud grows and keeps growing. It forms a spiraling ribbon that stretches upward toward the moons. The entire clutter cheers with high chirping calls. This is Luma's becoming moment, a rite of passage for young females. Her sparkles merge with the sky in a breathtaking display. She is no longer a timid fizzlet. She is a full member of the sparkle folk. Her destiny glows before her.
In a world of colossal predators, gravity-twisting valleys, thunderous megafauna, and dangers beyond Earth's imagination, Fizz Hedgehogs remind us that evolution is not only cruel, not only violent, not only survival-driven. Sometimes it creates creatures whose strength lies in their joy. Fizz Hedgehogs sparkle, not to intimidate, but to celebrate. They survive, not by fear, but by community. They thrive, not through combat, but through connection. Their mist is harmless. Their hearts are gentle. Their lives are full of affection. As the twin moons rise over the twilight meadows, their sparkles drift upward, lighting the alien sky with the language of happiness. And in that glittering glow, we are reminded, life, no matter how alien, has room for beauty, for celebration, for joy. The Fizz Hedgehogs of Kepler 22b are living proof that the universe is capable of kindness.